Hello, 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 everyone, and thank you for joining me, Sunny Secular Gen Xer. I am the writer of the blog sunnyseculargenxer.com. It is a WordPress blog, it's a lifestyle blog, and it has everything from hair to recipes to favorite books or movies to content that I have here on YouTube on both of my channels, the sewing channel as well as this channel. Um, I am going to continue making YouTube videos here, but just in case YouTube decides to close me down because of being too small of an audience or not enough subscribers, then I do have my blog as a backup. I also can be found on Twitter as Sunny Secular. I can be found on Instagram, Sunny Secular Gen Xer. I can be found on Pinterest as Sunny Secular Gen Xer. And I think that's about it. Yeah, so if I forget anything, I'll leave it down below. Oh, yeah, I'm on TikTok. Just for fun, Sunny Secular's World. But today, I'm going to just say for a fact that I'm making this little post of something that I saw on Twitter as well as Instagram, social media, and I just thought I would address it right quick. No, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. This year I just wasn't really interested. Maybe if I was someone who followed along, from the beginning when they started doing the playoffs or whatever you call it for football, I would have been interested. And maybe if the Tennessee Titans had made it to the Super Bowl, I would have watched, considering the fact that I used to live in Tennessee, but now I don't. But yeah. But since they didn't, then I was like, well, wasn't interested, didn't even know who was playing this year. So there you go. But if you are a Super Bowl watcher, have fun, eat your food, and come back and join me. For everyone else who's here, if you are a first-time listener, thank you for listening to this channel or coming to my YouTube page. If you're returning, especially thank you. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing everyone's comments. Please subscribe. Yeah, if you subscribe, that'll let YouTube know to keep me. But here we go. Today's subject. You know how I do. I come up with the title as I'm doing the... I can't even say as I'm doing the video because this is a spur of the moment type of video. So today's title is My Beef with the N-Word. The N-Word is what I'm going to say because I don't like saying the actual word. There was something that happened on Twitter. Someone posted a video of someone rapping. And it was in something, it was sort of like what I saw on Instagram as well, where another person posted someone rapping. Now, I'm not saying anything against the people who are rapping. I have no problems with non-blacks rapping. I don't have any problems with that. If you want to rap, you can rap. If you're a special needs, you're a special needs. But it's just some things that I wanted to address. I'm a Gen Xer, of course, as in the title. And because I'm a Gen Xer, I'm the middle child, what you call middle child of the generations. I'm not necessarily a boomer and I'm not a millennial. I'm in the middle. But boomers are let me say this right. The boomers are Generation X's parents. And then whatever came before boomers are our grandparents. That being said, that's one of the main reasons I don't like the N-word. Never have liked the N-word, even as a child, because of the way it was used and just because of the history behind it. So, in order to keep a open mind, I do understand the argument that most people, younger people, say, well, no, some Gen Xers too, will say that it's different for the ER on the end of the N word than an A. I think that's stupid. I don't think it's a difference, but if you want to say it's a difference, okay, whatever. But just to keep it open, I went online and I did a little research, a small amount of research on some definitions. Now, grant you, it's not a full-blown research in details along with people's interviews. You know what I mean? But I'm online mostly every day, so I can see what other people's comments are. So let's get to the description. According to Wikipedia, which I know isn't a guaranteed site, but according to Wikipedia, NIGGER is an ethnic slur typically directed at black people. On Wikipedia, do you hear me? It's an ethnic slur directed at black people. Derogatory. Negative. Most people who use that are angry or trying to be hurtful. Now, for the people who say, well, it's different with an A, on the same Wikipedia, when you punch in with the A, NIGGA, it says it's a colloquial term used in African American English that began as the ER word. So, the A is from the ER word. You understand what I'm saying on this one? If the history of something is behind something that's negative, how in the world would that make it positive? You ever heard when people say two negatives don't make a positive? That's what I'm saying here. There's no reason for anyone to use that word. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're another black person. I don't care if you're a non-black person. I just don't care. I don't see the purpose of using it, especially when you go into the history of it and you know that it was used against people when they want to have a kind of word to degrade you. Sorry, the people outside making noise. When they want to have a word to degrade you, use it to basically the word is used to make you feel or make you think you're less than someone else. That's why you should be against it, period. Now, I'm not saying you should be against it because I'm against it. I'm just telling you the reasons why I'm against it. The ER, in definition, is supposed to be an ignorant person. But by the 1800s, I think, whenever the Atlantic slave trade came, it started to be used as something as an insult. It wasn't ignorant person. It was everything from describing the color of your skin to your hair. I've heard people say that when they're talking about the type C, coily, tight curl hair. It's the end hair. It's just plain negative. If you want to insult a woman, you say N and then B word, itch, N itch. I hope this video makes sense with me using those type of, shortcuts. But my thing is, There's no way that you could justify saying it. Now you might be saying, well, what did you see on Instagram or Twitter that was so bad that made you come up with this in the first place? So on Instagram, I will have to describe it to you, but on Instagram, there was a little boy, cute little boy, non-black, Caucasian, and he had autism. And he was rapping Tupac's rap. Now, he didn't say the N-word. I didn't hear him say the N-word. But the lyrics he was saying was like, first of all, I think this is like unbelievable how people with autism can remember and excel in some things and some things they can't. I find that amazing. But the little boy was able to recite all of Tupac's, I think it was Dear Mama that he was doing. Yeah. But as someone with autism, and then to hear him say that he was in a jail cell, and I know that's how the lyrics go, but I don't know. Just like I wouldn't let my kid, if I had a little baby, which I don't, but if I had a little baby, a 3, 4, 5-year-old, she wouldn't be singing Cardi B songs or some of Beyonce's songs. That's kind of, you know what I mean? I just don't feel like the little autism boy should have been rapping that song. But, that's up to the parent. So, yeah. And what I saw on Twitter was shared by somebody that I follow, and I'm going to try to do a clip without getting flagged by YouTube. But I want you to see if you can hear what I hear. I don't know if you heard him when he said the N-word. This was a Caucasian special needs guy. His rap name, they said, was in case you want to look it up, Blind Fury. Because he's blind, I think. And I'm not sure if he's blind and special needs or blind with special needs. I'm not sure. But he was freestyling. Yeah, he could flow. But why? Why are these videos popping up with people with special needs saying this N-word as if it's cool? You're getting cool points for using this word that nobody should be using in the first place. And so when this person shared this on Twitter, I said, I wish all people would stop using the N-word. And the person who posted it said, yeah, I agree. But I'm like, if you agree, why would you post anyway? You can post what you want to on your page. I'm just passing through and I see it and I made a comment. But like I said, I'm not understanding how these cool points are going through for people with special needs or non-black people, and they're just using this word so freely, and it's cool. Me and my son, he's 17. We had a discussion yesterday, and we were talking about not necessarily a black versus white thing, but a poverty versus non-poverty thing. And so some kind of way we got to talking about, so we were talking about the rappers that are in Atlanta, and one of the rappers is a non-black female. I'm not going to say her name, but she's in Atlanta, and she uses the N-word quite frequently. And I said, why is it okay for her to say that? Oh, she grew up in the hood. So, first of all, to say in the hood, it basically means poverty. So because you're of poverty, that gives you the okay to say the N-word when you're not even black. Okay, I got it. And he was like, no, mama, it's just, well, that's them anyway. They live there. We don't live there. Oh. So now you're going to pass the buck to that's them. Okay, so what's the point of this whole video? The point of this whole video is that nobody should be saying this word point blank, period. Period. It came from a derogatory word. It came from a negative time in our lives. Our, not meaning I experienced it, but meaning the lives of African Americans when they were brought here. It comes from anger. It comes from hatred. It comes from hurt. It comes from making someone feel less than. All these things are just in this one word. And whether or not you think you're taking the word back has no difference to where it came from. It doesn't matter if it's an ER or an A. It just shouldn't be used. What's wrong with making a rap song and saying man in there? Make a man do this. Make a man do that. I'm going to get that man. I'm not understanding. Why is it more cooler to use a derogatory word? If somebody can explain it to me, leave that comment down below. But considering the fact that people were actually hung with that word being used, they got into fights over that word being used on them. They were rejected jobs with that word being used. There were fire hoses opened with that word being used. There were people being raped with that word being used. I'm not seeing how this awful word is coming out to be a good thing. Because if that's the case, why do so many people have to lose their lives over it? Why do people get into so many fights over it? Why are you trying to erase what happened before to discredit what happened before for something now? Oh, it's okay now. We took the word back. That's stupid. Explain it to me. I'm listening. That's all.